All right, here we are at our 924 square foot floating cabin for sale here on the beautiful freshwaters of Norris Lake, Tennessee. This is an exciting listing for us today. This is basically a hybrid between a factory houseboat and a floating cabin. This was constructed in 2006 on basically a aluminum monohull. In layman terms, you might just call it an aluminum barge. It's basically a 17.5 by 65 foot houseboat. Okay, that's the hull size for the cabin. The actual cabin space, the interior space, is roughly about 17 by 46 feet. It's got a loft upstairs, so your total interior living space comes in about 924 square feet. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath floating cabin for sale. Now, there's 2 docks connected here, and what's being sold is what is in the frame right now. The dock just to the right here, that's a little bit of a different shade, it's basically unstained lumber. That is actually, it has already been sold. This was a family that owned basically a factory houseboat and a floating cabin, had these kind of secured together as one big island for the whole family, the extended family and all. So the factory houseboat and dock has already been sold. This is actually scheduled to be disconnected in the near future. This floating cabin, the 924 square foot floating cabin that is the item that's up for sale here, this is being sold again. So this other dock will soon be disconnected. Now this is going to be connected to shore power. It's got its own water maker system. It is out on a mooring line right here on the freshwaters of Norris Lake. You're about 2 back now. The sun's coming in a little bit right here, so you're not going to have a great view, but you're basically 1 row off the main channel here at a popular marina here on Norris Lake. Contact us for details and to schedule viewings, showings, etc. Now the dock that is part of this package, this is roughly an 18 by 64 foot dock. Now you see that cover and the boat slip, that's all included. The boat is not, and actually there's the personal belongings that are all kind of underneath this cover dock are excluded, so I'm not going to highlight those. But that is about an 18 by 35 foot cover with a 10 by 26 foot covered slip with a premier front mount boat lift. This boat lift is part of the package. The boat is not. The family is keeping the boat. They're actually moving on to another property, but this entire setup with the dock and the floating cabin and the boat lift is all up for sale. Again, this is, I'm just going to call it about a 924 square foot floating cabin. And that, while I'm on the topic, that boat lift, that's currently holding, I believe it's a 2004 Sea Ray 240 Sun Deck. I believe that's at least about a 3,500 pound dry weight boat, just to give you an idea of what size boat you're going to be able to handle in there. But that's a 10 by 26 foot covered slip. Should be able to handle most boats up to about 26 feet in length, or actually, yeah, I'd probably stay under 26. That's a 24 footer there, and let's see how it fits in that slip. Yeah, I mean, I could go up a little bit farther. You might, as long as your weight wasn't too much, you might could go about a 25, 26 foot in there, because you do have some room up on the front of that. So, all right, so back to the floating cabin. Again, it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And of course, we're going to have the asking price of this and all the details at our website, which is www.yournewboat.com. You won't hear us mention that on our video tours, because they'll sometimes change until a listing is sold. Before I step onto the cabin, I want to point out the other feature on this side dock. It's a 5-step swim boarding ladder. And that's a fold down, and this dock is very well constructed. It does have lumber decking, and that's got that heavy restore type paint or stain on there, and you can see you got a rub rail. Basically, it's going to go around the edge. That rub rail is part of this dock. That's got the new style encapsulated flotation. I'm walking back here to the slip one more time because I want to see how the dock is constructed. We've got a galvanized steel frame. You've got the encapsulated dock floats. right here. So here's your encapsulated float. Here's your galvanized steel frame, rub rail all the way around it, and then lumber decking on top. So this is a very well constructed side dock that you can redeck or just continue to keep this staying. You're going to have a long life deck, and again, all new style flotation on it. So it is up to regulations as far as the flotation goes. The floating cabin itself, there's no flotation. Again, this is going back to what I mentioned early on. This is basically constructed on an aluminum hull. It's a monohull. Again, essentially just think of it as a barge. Now, before I go inside, another unique feature about this is there's basically a Helm Station for this. Now, this is just your storage underneath. Anybody that's in a factory houseboat is familiar with this setup. It's your typical just kind of bow storage. Right over there, you'll see a helm, and that basically mounts right here. And this can be navigable. The way this was designed is basically with a transom on the back, that helm. So this could actually be a mobile houseboat. Now we basically got hardy back sided exterior. You've got a metal roof. You've got dual pane vinyl windows and doors. So you've basically got a nice insulation package on here. Now I'm going to step on inside for our walkthrough video tour. It's a really neat listing here. I believe the manufacturer on this was a Bluegrass Condo. Again, this was manufactured in 2006. Very nice tall ceilings here when you first walk in. Now, there are a lot of personal belongings that are still on this boat, on this listing, that will not be included. What will be included are all your, basically your furnishings and appliances and things of that nature. Tools, clothing, water toys, the personal stuff is what's going to be excluded. But there are a lot of toys and water toys and things of that nature. Again, those are going to be excluded. A lot of storage on this boat. So right here in our living room, kitchen area, again, I pointed out those high ceilings. You've got some accent lighting around your crown molding, ceiling fan, and the peak of that raised cathedral ceiling. And we've also got a stereo system with speakers throughout. You can see one of those speakers there. That is about a 46-inch Roku HD television, mounted just below those steps that goes up to the loft. I'll more on that later. We've got a built-in ice maker right here and kind of a little bar area. And then I want to point out, this is your Sony. This is an AM/FM receiver. And then this is your zoned audio. That's going to let you select where all you want your audio. You've got front porch, guest bedroom, exterior, both your lower bedrooms. Actually, it looks like all your bedrooms. You've got a DishNetwork satellite television, Blu-ray player, and then we've got a VHF radio mounted under there as well. There's a tracking satellite on here, which is a King Dome tracking satellite system. Anybody that's into RVing or does a lot of tailgating is probably going to be familiar with that. That's basically set up with compatible with DishNetwork, and that will lock in that satellite signal. That way, if there's any movement or swaying on this floating cabin, it will keep you from losing your television signal. That's a queen sleeper sofa. This is 4 queen bedrooms, 2 baths, small little bar area, double sink, smooth top oven and range. Over the range, Whirlpool microwave, full-size Whirlpool, refrigerator, freezer with ice and water in the door. You've got a Whirlpool dishwasher and a Whirlpool trash compactor. Small little drinking water fountain. This has, again, because this is kind of a hybrid between a houseboat and a floating cabin, this has onboard water tank set up. And then it's also with this dock, it's got a water maker system where you can pull lake water up from the lake and treat it and turn it into potable water. So technically you could have year-round water on this. Got a stacked washer and dryer just behind that fridge. That's a Whirlpool thin twin stacked washer and dryer. We've got tiled floors in here. A lot of storage space here in the kitchen. Got basically kind of a slide out pantry right here. And again, there's a, this is basically a switch for your onboard freshwater pump. So there are 3 freshwater tanks. Those are 3 85-gallon freshwater tanks. You got your own little 12-volt water pump where you can use that water. And then additionally, again, out on the dock, we've got a lake water pump that's set up to basically pull lake water up, that is sanitize it with a UV light, and then basically make your own. You basically got an endless supply of water that can be made that way. 2 bedrooms are down on the main level. This is a guest queen size guest bedroom. I believe that's a 32-inch Vizio HD television right there. And you've got basically built-in storage underneath this bed. You got drawers on the side closer to the kitchen. Another one here at the foot of the bed. Built-in nightstand kind of on this side. The power panel is those 2 white cabinet-looking things. And then I'm going to show you, you've got a good size closet with a pocket door there. Here's what I mean by that power panel. Another one right here. This is heating cooled with central HVAC unit. I believe it's between 2.5 and 3 ton HVAC unit. And let's go up to the loft next. Pointing out that is a sleeper sofa. This is a storage hatch. More on that later. That's another similarity that this one has with its houseboat cousins. And basically we've got your 2 queen size loft bedrooms up here. Queen size bed, you got stereos up here. Well, not stereo, you've got the integrated speakers. There's 2 speakers up here for that audio that's kind of zoned throughout the boat. Try to get you the full 360-degree tour, and that's a 24-inch Vizio HD television. Coming back around, and you'll see we've got like some plexiglass that's been mounted on this railing here for safety concerns to kind of keep that from being a worry for parents. I think kids are really going to love these lofts. So here's your other queen size bed. So this is our 3rd queen size bedroom. To me, this very much reminds me of what you would see as kind of a crawl-in cuddy on a factory houseboat. That's another 24-inch Vizio HD television right there. And of course, you've got the HVAC duct right over there on that side of that bed. Speakers for that zoned audio up here as well. I'll probably have that ceiling height up here for those that are maybe concerned with the. Appears to be about maybe a 38-40 inch head clearance. That's a guess, but I'll measure it here before I leave, and I'll list it at the website. And again, if there's ever any questions, contact us through the website. Now here's your first of 2 bathrooms. It's a full bath, 2 full baths. You got a walk-in shower. That is a rare tan marine head. Little vanity sink. And we've got 2 90-gallon waste holding tanks, one for each of those heads. We've got a 19-gallon electric water heater. There's that control panel for that central heat and air unit. And then pocket door before you go into your master bedroom, as well as these bathrooms. And show you basically got the kind of raised panels. Pocket doors there. So again, you've got that raised ceiling when you get back to your master bedroom, queen size bed, storage integrated underneath that bed, built-in nightstand on either side, some nice windows. You got a lot of natural light coming into here. That's another closet here in your master bedroom. And again, you've got 2 more speakers up there for that zoned audio. Trying to do that panning nice and slow so I don't make anybody sick. And then there's your hanging closet here in your master bedroom as well. A lot of personal effects in there. I don't want to highlight all those. Just want to give you a feel for how large that closet is for your storage space. Here's your master bathroom. Again, pocket door before you enter into here. There's that vanity sink. There's your second of 2 Raritan marine heads. Again, 90-gallon waste holding tank. 1 for each of those 2 toilets. And then 3 85-gallon freshwater tanks. Here's your walk-in shower stall back here for the master bath. Now, I mentioned that hatch because this is a common question we get on the factory houseboats. You've got a storage hatch here in the back and up there in the living room. I'll give you a peek. I turn the lights on down here. This is now, most of what's down here are going to be personal items that are going to be excluded. You see some tools and a lot of storage items there. I want to give you a feel for this. So your HVAC, your plumbing, your electrical, a lot of that's down here, but what's not being used by that, it's all very usable storage space. This plywood subfloor is just here for the convenience of being able to get around and actually use this as storage space. You can see these are your floor joist. You've got all aluminum framing down here for your subfloor. That's the actual aluminum hull right there. Right around the corner there, you've got an onboard battery charger and a marine battery. That is for your toilets because they're 12-volt operated. And then one of those 2 90-gallon waste tanks is right there about the middle of the frame now. This basically goes the length of the boat, or the length of the cabin, I should say. You've basically got a firewall at the front that's going to separate that under hull storage from that storage compartment that I showed you just outside of the on the front porch. All right, so insulated sliding glass door to exit out to the rear deck. And then this hatch is where you would mount your outboard motor. And these are your control cables. We've got basically a battery tray right there. And then this is a small little portable fuel tank that you would use if you were using this as a boat. Now stay tuned, part 2, there's a link for it in the top right corner.